Hello, everyone. Y'all doing okay? I know I am. I'm doing okay. Really, I feel blessed to be alive. You know, there's been so much going on, and we feel that we're fine, but then there are other people who might be missing things. And so sometimes we just have to slow down. We have to take the landscape of what's going on with everyone just so that we can all get better. So let's just slow down. I know there's a lot happening in our lives, and life happens and it's okay. So when we're able to slow down a little bit, we're able to really start to acknowledge more. And that is the goal of #DeafWoke. I am Antoine Hunter PurpleFireCrow. And this is #DeafWoke. This is Saturday, March 29th. And it is a good day to be alive. So I'm going to give you a visual description. I am an African American dark milk chocolate skin that I get from my mother. And I have a bush beard. I have locks that are pulled back and are underneath a blue and red colored bandana. I'm wearing a gray t-shirt with yellow print that says #DeafWoke. And we're just really blessed to be here today. We're here in San Francisco, and I'm located in a gallery called 836M, based in San Francisco. But before I dive in, I want to say hello to my fabulous interpreters. Let's see if they'll come on screen. Let's see. Hello, interpreters. Yeah. How are you two doing? We're good. I like to see the twins, both thumbs up. Thank you. Peace out. Thank you for your service to the community. And they are dope people, fabulous people. So here in San Francisco, this gallery is quite a beautiful place. We have different art pieces that are posted on the walls. And galleries tend to have one deaf person with many hearing artists, but this gallery has 6 deaf artists and 1 hearing artist. And you've already seen me interview one of them, Fred Beam. And there will be more to come, so stay tuned. Now, there's one hearing artist I will be describing today. And for those of you who are curious about the gallery, I'll show you a video. It's a little bit of an old video, but take a watch.
Hello, welcome to A36M. My name is Celine Ricci and I am A36M Program Director.
My name is Yuli Serrato and I'm A36M Program Associate.
We are very happy to welcome the Urban Jazz Dance Company to our place for their residency, Deaf Walk Communication in Conversation.
This residency will span from March 3 to May 17. Please stay tuned about all the events happening while the Urban Jazz Dance Company is with us. Don't miss out on the soft opening happening on March 13th.
We hope to see you soon at A36M. Bye!
And that are the cool people of this gallery. Now, the soft opening was such a success. It's already happened. It was amazing. So many people showed up for that event. It was cool. It was really cool. We had dance performances from my dance company. And there was another deaf woman named Corey who gave expressive art. And there was a man as well named Malik Seneferu. And he's an amazing visual artist. And he tends to be called a muralist because he paints murals. And they're often located in large scenes. Sometimes we love to see murals that are posted more permanently, and he does that work as well. But he's really a cultural storyteller, and he explores issues of identity. He was born and raised in San Francisco, actually, and has his roots here. There's so much history that you can feel in his journey. And he adds a lot of his personal experience to his work. He focuses on African futurist or Afrofuturist visions. His multidisciplinary practice spans painting, mural art, assemblage and illustration using bold colors and intricate symbolism and dynamic compositions to create visually and emotionally powerful work. He started at a very young age, and he explored his talent through many different mediums and crafted his skill later in life. Though he was self-taught early on, he went for more formal training later. And that is really based on the community that supported his artistic engagements and development. He explores contemporary realities, and his work often has figurative expression involved in it. He also uses realism in his work. There are so many things that I could share about him, but his work can be found in different exhibits, in galleries, museums, and in community spaces all over the United States and internationally. He is such an amazing person and such an amazing storyteller. The two of us are good friends. So here at this gallery, where we're based currently, we have several pieces that I want to take a moment to show you all. Take a walk with me. So there will be more pieces added here. So this is a work in progress. Can you see that? Many of these are not completed, so there are more to come. But I'm really enjoying the progress. And this is our place for bringing #DeafWoke communication in conversation and integrating it here. And it's been beautiful. We find a space where we can come together as artists, as community members, and the like. Now with Malik, we have a video to show. And that video will share more about Malik's experience and his other art as well. So we'll have the interpreter come on screen.
To bring things to life, because it was just so much depression I grew up around, and so I wanted to create some resilience for, if I can lend a word to that now, which is some resilience in the midst of the trauma.
Malik Seneferu, a self-taught artist, has made his mark as a painter, muralist, sculptor, and instructor. His transformative works have captivated audiences across the globe, from local communities to international exhibitions.
It's right in plain sight.
Born and raised in San Francisco's Hunters Point, Malik's childhood experiences profoundly shaped his approach to art.
Since I hadn't seen my dad, I wanted to see him, so I would draw pictures of him. And that started off my beginning with the narrative, using Black narrative in my art, and allowing my art to become a part of the cultural dynamic.
Influenced by his African heritage and the vibrant use of color, Malik's work is a powerful reflection of his personal journey, delving into themes of spiritual and physical growth, history, and the Black experience in America, an expression that Afro Solo was honored to sponsor.
Thomas Simpson is the genius behind Afro Solo. He's been doing it for umpteen years, I want to say 25 years, maybe even 30 years anniversary of promoting and celebrating African American talent in the Bay Area and beyond. And both Thomas and I have been in love with Malik Seneferu's artwork forever.
Through public art, book illustrations, and portraits, Malik's mission is clear.
My mantra is remain creative. If you have the desire to create, make as much as you can. Do not get trapped into what industries and what fads and fashions and all of these things say. I would say create until your heart says something new.
With a focus on the indigenous experience and a passion for community engagement, Malik continues to push boundaries, leaving a lasting impact on the global art world. Well, you will have a chance to experience Malik's retrospective exhibit at the San Francisco Main Public Library. It's going to begin display in the African American Center until April 20th.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And that's him. He's amazing, right? So this is some of Malik's work. Though he is not here today, we really wanted to connect that with discussions about Blackness and our experiences and our journey. And today, something occurred where we couldn't chat with Malik about that, but we've already talked about his work, which is good. It's fine. I feel like we don't always have opportunities to come together as creatives and artists who are deaf and hearing and both Black. So it's beautiful when we can come together. So we won't have the opportunity to ask Malik questions today, but don't worry. We will have a big closing night. So we'll have other opportunities to ask more questions then. Before we leave, I want you to know where to follow Malik. Malik has Instagram, Facebook as well at MALIKSART, Malik's Art. So you can find them at that handle. I want to thank everyone for all of their work to set this up. We have such a cool individual. We have the 836M folks at the gallery. We have our audience. We have Borealis Philanthropy, Disability Inclusion, the Urban Jazz Dance Company staff, and you who are watching. So you know the show always goes on, but it's nice to know. My final thoughts. Because this is a deep thought. I think people make assumptions about what people express in art. Sometimes you might see a piece of art and think, that's different. But are you really listening to the artist's voice? So it's important that we listen to one another's voices. Keep the faith no matter what's going on. But if you have ideas and you express them, you will see the magic. And it's very possible. If we envision hard enough, maybe our brother will show up and we can see a picture, we can see a video, and we can feel and know that they're here. So, Malik, you all know Peter Pan, right? When you make those wishes and then he appears. Come on, let's say it together. Malik, are you here? Oh, there he is. Wow, my wish came true. Yes, it's good to see you. And can we have the interpreter here? How are you, Brother Malik?
I am well. I've been, I just closed the show last night at 231 Grant Avenue. And so I've been going through some quite interesting changes in my life, which has been quite an interesting expression. I don't know how to talk about it these days, but it has been really great. I can't say that it was bad at all. It's everything I've asked for, all compiled into one big sandwich. Yes. So it's good to see you, though.
Oh, you too, brother. You too.
Absolutely.
And really, we appreciate you coming.
Yeah, let me fix the light here so you guys can see my face. There won't be a shadow here.
Okay.
Let's see here.
So I was thinking, even if it's dark, I can see the interpreter. So wow, that is a beautiful background. It looks like a family portrait back there. Those are powerful imageries of identity. Just so you know.
All right, let's see.
I recently shared that I have a vision, and that vision became reality. So sometimes we can have visions that come true.
All right, let's see. Maybe I'm trying to get some good lighting here in my face.
Don't worry. I did show the video about you that was produced with ABC. So they did have a chance to see your lovely face in the video.
Great. Who you're seeing behind me here is my parents and my grandparents. And it's a lifelong work that I've been able to produce. So here is my father, who I never had the opportunity to meet, along with my grandparents here, who I've never had the opportunity to meet. But on the other end, my mom, who raised me, and my grandmom, my granddad, who took a huge part in raising me as well. So I always like to make sure that they are seen in totality so that people can actually see the full me.
That's one of the ways that when you have art
Yes.
and you want to think about the spirit of people, is art a way to keep their spirits alive?
Definitely, the idea of alive, right, is the feeling you have within your spirit and soul, right? So uh, my new philosophy that I've kind of engaged in is that those who are truly our loved ones that have passed on to the realm of ancestor are living through us. And what I mean by that is that they are in our head, heart, and personal affairs. And so with all of that, they still exist. It's just that our ego wants to feel their physical presence. And so the physical presence tends to be the thing that makes us believe we lost them when really we are the living proof that they exist.
Yes, I see that and I feel that. Hmm. What was it that really made you arrive to the point that you are in your artistic expressive and to not stop? What made you continue to persevere in your artistry?
I did a lot of daydreaming as a kid, and it was really trying to daydream for a better circumstance that I always wanted to find for myself and my loved ones, and so I would try to imagine, right, what is the world I would like to see, and often I'd find myself drawing. You know, if I could see my dad, I would draw pictures. I started out drawing pictures of my dad because I could not see, and that's when I realized that I was ages 3 and 4 trying to draw pictures because I would see Saturday um, these Saturday cartoons, and you would have the illustrator who would draw the character. In the midst of drawing the character, they would start talking, talking back at the illustrator, and I just love those. I love those moments, and I wanted to try to do the same in my own imagination with creating images of my father that maybe I might hear something. And crazy, not crazy, but the amazing thing is that when I began doing portraits, I began hearing those people, and it became a very I already knew I had a clairvoyant sort of gift, but the clairvoyance began showing up in my portraiture very early when I did portraits as a teen. And I kind of backed away from portraiture because of that very event, because I didn't know how to talk to people, or I didn't know how people would perceive me if I told them, hey, this person you asked me to draw, I heard some things, right? And these are some things they said. So one one of the later updated portraits I've done was of a client of mine who did not have a picture of her father, of her grandfather actually, and I had to interview her mom. She wanted me to do a portrait of her father, who she had never seen, her grandfather, who she had never seen before. And so I had to interview the mother, and the mother literally was the one who really wanted this. She wanted a picture of her husband. And so I began doing this portrait, and I asked them, who does the individual look like? So I go talk with individuals who actually look like the person I have to draw. And I began on this quest to draw something, a person I can't even, visualize. And then it took me back to the days when I used to draw my dad, a person I've never saw before. I had one picture of my dad, so I did have something, but he had shades on, and beard on his face, afro, so I couldn't really see his eyes. And from that experience, I was able to, take that and draw this portrait. Well, I had to unveil it. And when I unveiled it, it was at a event. All of the family came over because they heard I supposedly did this portrait of their granddad or their great uncle or their brother or their cousin, So that was probably the first time I was ever really nervous about presenting a work, because I was hoping that hopefully somebody would say, okay, that kind of looks like him, or man, what were you thinking of? This is not our guy. Well, the interesting thing is when I unveiled the piece, after talking about it, I unveiled the piece because I told them, I actually had already told his wife of the person that I did the portrait of. I told his wife the things I heard during the portrait. Like the individual was in the army, and I kept getting this somebody pushing someone off of a truck and him breaking his neck. And when I told the mom looked at me like I was a ghost. The mom looked at me like, how did you know that? I didn't tell anybody this. I didn't even tell my kids this. Have you told anybody? I was like, no, I'm just bringing it to you because you're the only person I can talk to about it. But this is what I got out of that. And this is, an elder. She was like nearly 80 years old. She cried. She was like, this is, that's, I don't know what to say about that, but you're absolutely right. That's actually what happened. So that really let me know I was onto something. I said, okay, I got to get here and finish this piece.
Yeah.
So I finished the piece and I unveiled it. And when I unveiled it, the elder who happened to be the individual that I drew was, the Army veteran. I had him in his, because he was actually on his way home. Excuse me. He was on his way home to see his newborn child. One of his children had been born, his youngest son, and he was coming home to see his son born. And out of that process is how he gets pushed out the back of a truck and he breaks his neck and he never makes it home. The young man at that time was 25 years old. And so that was the last time anybody heard of him. And the young man never saw his fathers. That young man was in the room too. So when I pulled it, she, for the first time that anybody's ever saw her, began walking without her walker up to the canvas. And this is the first time I'm like out of body, out of sight, just totally like I'm witnessing this, like I too am a onlooker. I'm no longer like just the artist sitting here like voila, that kind of thing. So she literally walks up to the canvas. This is when I knew I had something. And she said, this is my husband. And for like at least about an hour, she was operating like she was 25 years old. Like she was, they were around the same age, but she was operating like she was in her 20s, like moving around, picking up things, and she talked around them. But when she walked away, she had to go back to her walker and she couldn't walk again. And that was something that really, I already knew I kind of had the skill, but it just creating art and doing portraits was something that I really was sort of what my grandmother would say, ordained to do. And I often would say, as a kid, I wanted to be a minister. I grew up in the Baptist church. And so, but I began doing a lot of study of different religions, especially getting into African spirituality and stuff of that sort. And I just said, I would minister through my art, but, paralleling these two things really helped me understand that this was my purpose in the world. So when people ask me, like, how do you just keep doing this? That's like asking, how does a couch keep being a couch? Now, a couch, of course, is not a living, it lives in its own, at its own pace, that it has its own space of existence. But for me, breathing is creating. That's, and that, so thus my mantra is remain creative.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And that's so powerful to hear that message and what you were sharing. So we did a project together,
Yeah.
and this is hashtag Deaf Woke, communication and conversation. And this process, you have your art here that's being displayed in the gallery, and I showed our audience today.
Yes.
It's over here. Yeah, so how do you feel about our process of working together?
Man, it just seems like as soon as we got started on the project, I met my my brothers, who I never met from my father here, and I never met them before. But one of my brothers passed away just when I got started on the project. I got this message, and there was something in me that I needed to actually go out to be there to see my brother off, because I would talk to him on the phone. And he was always saying, bro, one day we're going to get together, but I want to get my life right before we can meet. And so, I said, no problem. I said, but, there's no judgment here. You're my brother. It's not like you're, I want you to know that I've seen all parts and walks of life. And I've experienced it on a daily as a life coach in my neighborhood in which I grew up in, So I went out there during the time of our me getting started on the project, and had a chance to meet my brother, one of my stepmothers, and it was quite an amazing experience. It was that same sort of experience, like unveiling a portrait of something I've never done before, So this project, I would say, creating here is going to be quite amazing to unveil on the day of when we are all complete. I have so much now to pour into it now, and this project is really organic for the time that we're in, and not just a project for the project's sake.
Yes. Yes. And I'm very excited to be doing this work in progress with you as well. And I see the process, and we have good conversations about family, about the Bay Area, talk about art, and we find ways to communicate and have those conversations.
Absolutely.
And thinking more about the future, I'm wondering, who are your role models?
My role models right behind me, but I would also say there are a lot of elders that I grew up with that constantly modeled what I should do and what I shouldn't do. Even those who I wasn't necessarily fond of. I learned a lot from them as well. So for me, being a elder sibling, I learned from everyone, you know, even just nature itself inspires me. You know, when I take a walk on a hike or something like that, you know, that gives me so much inspiration to come back and push even further. Or if I'm in a room full of kids, you know, and see the light of their existence, you know, just really showing who they are, that inspires me. So everything inspires me. I'm never not inspired.
Yes. Okay. I'm always inspired when I'm working with you.
Oh, thank you.
So before we finish up with our time, I want to check in with the audience and see if anyone has questions for Malik. You can type them in the chat, you can type them in Facebook comments, you can type them in YouTube, but let us know your questions. Or you can direct message me. All of those ways work. Okay. So, a question: what do you think of deaf culture while you're working with Antoine?
It's been akin to my whole life. We've talked about this before. I've always wanted to know how to speak sign language, and I even used to bring alphabet sign language to my classes when I taught classes and things of that sort. And I would give my kids extra points if they learned the alphabet. And so that would, I even have I should upload the video I did of some of my kids. This was years ago, of them learning how to spell their name in sign language. So that's my connect. I've always really wanted to be a fluent speaker in sign language, but you know, life has been lifing, and I just haven't had the kind of brother like yourself there where we can just sit down and build together.
Oh, oh, we have another question for you. It says, what kind of painting did you use on your beautiful family pictures on your wall? Was it oil, water? What kind of painting did you use?
Okay, so I'm so glad you asked that question. In my very beginning, started painting. I grew up, you know, working with whatever I can get my hands on. I could never afford paint as a child. You know, my mother couldn't afford. That wasn't the first thing up front to provide me. But when I was accepted in, I got one of my teachers in junior high school knew that I always drawed every time, did it in all of my work that I did in class. So she got me hooked up to the School of the Arts in San Francisco, which was McAteer, and got me into the School of the Arts. So I went to McAteer, and I got accepted into the School of the Arts. And it was there that I really got deeper into really painting. Before, I would do some watercolors, but I was always just mostly drawing with markers and stuff like that. And then when I got into the School of the Arts, I was offered paint and began doing work with oil painting. But I started finding irritations working with turpentine, and I realized that I couldn't really move with the turpentine. And when I met an artist by the name of Jacob Lawrence, through the program, I met Jacob Lawrence at the old DeYoung Museum that used to be across the street from the city hall back in the day. And we spent the whole day with him, and he told me, working with water-based paints, enamels, or acrylic is something you can use instead of oils. And so I began working with I was already working in acrylic, and knew that I can use water to do my things. But I aced all of my oil paintings. And I loved oil painting, so I took acrylic and began using acrylic in the manner that I would use oil painting. So acrylic is my, excuse the long-winded answer, but my paint of choice is often acrylic, and I might even find me using aerosol, depending upon the project.
Yes. One person said, beautiful
Oh, wow. Thank you.
and truly miraculous in the mood, Malik.
Thank you.
And you've just inspired and touched so many people. So we have about 15 minutes left together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering, I'll give you maybe two people. But we have a game that we play to test your knowledge.
Okay.
Okay, this game is about whether you know these people, and it's pretty cool. So we have a description. This is a hearing person from Oakland who has multiple award winning rapper, dancer, producer, actor, and entrepreneur. Also,
Mm-hmm.
his real name is Stanley Kirk Burrell.
You
And
gave yourself away now.
touch this. Who is this performer? What's that performer's name? You can't touch this.
Well, his first his first name was Little Hammer, but now he's Hammer. It's Hammer. His name was named after the famous football player Hank
Yes.
Aaron, because he looked so much like Hank Aaron. And but yeah, Stanley Burrell. Yes.
Right. All right, we got a next one. This is a deaf person from San Bernardino and is an American actress, model, and ASL producer.
Mm.
They were in the Deaf West Theater production and they performed America the Beautiful and the national anthem in Arizona at the Super Bowl. And they were also the 42nd guest of hashtag Deaf Woke. Do you know who this is?
Wow, that's amazing. You definitely got me on that one. I by 2015, I have I stopped watching the
Oh,
I stopped watching, so I can't. You got me, man. You
that's
definitely got
okay. This is your lifeline right here.
me. Exactly.
Her name is,
Giselle Inman. I'm gonna definitely look her up and check out the performance.
oh, she's amazing.
Beautiful.
Okay, we have another person from Florida
Okay.
who is a dance director and choreographer. And this person also established the Wild Zappers in the National Deaf Dance Theater.
Mm-hmm.
They now work for the National Technical Institute for the Deaf. And they were in the theater in Philly. They are another participant in our recent hashtag Deaf Woke show. Do you know who this is?
In our recent show, they're a participant.
Yep.
This is it's wow. You guys woke me up today. No,
And
I haven't met him yet. No, I
yeah.
haven't met him.
Oh, nah. Okay. His name
Uh,
is Fred Beam.
Fred Beam. I'm taking notes now. See, I'm in school now. I'm gonna get this one.
Oh, this is what I love about this show because we learn more
Fred
about both
Beam.
hearing people and deaf people who are all Black, and that's our Black history.
That's right.
All right, this is our last one.
But I'm writing down Fred Beam here as my list here, and I wanted to make sure I got the other name.
Okay,
One sec here.
and this person is from Marshall, Texas, an American professional boxer and businessman and author. And he was nicknamed the Big Blank. He was a two-time world heavyweight champion, and he has the blank is the namesake of the blank blank grill. Do you know who this is? And I can give you a lifeline with the picture.
Oh my goodness. George Foreman, he just passed away. Yeah, absolutely. You said the grill, you said the blank blank. I think the blank blank took me off the grill, so took me away from the food. Man.
Yeah,
George Foreman. Yeah.
yes. Okay, okay. This is the last one for real. So this is a hearing person, a native of New York, and they are self-taught.
Hmm.
They are an African American artist.
I already know who you're talking about. Go ahead.
Became famous in the 1980s. Their work with a blended graffiti and abstract expressionism, challenged traditional boundaries, and conveyed powerful messages about race, politics, and society. And they first gained attention in the late 1970s for this cryptic graphic named Samo. Who do you
Hmm.
think it is? Do you need a lifeline?
Same old. It's Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Are you sure?
Very much. Yeah, that's him, Jean-Michel.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man.
Tell me a little bit more about Jean Michel.
Huh?
Tell me a little more about Jean Michel.
Well, I did learn that, that Jean-Michel came to San Francisco and he had the opportunity to visit the John Coltrane Church, actually, back in the 80s. But Jean-Michel Basquiat, he, was practically an orphan as a teen. And he was just kind of kicked out of the house by his dad because he didn't want to abide by the rules in which his dad wanted him to become in his career, And so when he kind of went to the streets, he kind of got into the street politics along with creating poetry. He was really a poet. People knew him as a poet.
Yep.
And he expressed himself as an artist while being a poet. So you would know that Jean-Michel was in town if you saw one of his writings. But Samo was actually a group. And so that's really the fact of the matter. Him and his friend came together and made Samo. And so I've been in contact with one of his close confidants, um, Fat Five Freddy, who knew him personally as well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Wow. I mean, you won the game.
Oh, okay. I don't,
Ah,
I don't know about winning, but because I was supposed to get the other ones too. Those I felt like I lost. I got some work to do. I got some soul searching to do.
No, really, we come together to uplift
No,
and
I'm with you. I'm just messing with you.
we have life journey of learning.
Yes, yes,
So yeah, just
yeah.
feel inspired. Yeah.
No, it's great.
Oh, one person commented, they said, very enjoyable conversation. Now, a question: how do you determine what size a piece will be? So, how do you decide how small a
Mhm.
piece will be?
Uh, I'm always, I have a lot of people who are interested in purchasing my work. For the most part, a lot of the people who want to purchase my work can't afford large, massive pieces or can't fit that inside of their spaces. So I'm always trying to make smaller things that makes it easy for people to be able to collect. But at the same time, I know that, going large really makes a great statement in the art world. And so, being a self-taught artist, I don't have any institutions really pushing my name for me or any art agents, kind of sort of seeking out my career to push my career forward. So, everything I do really depends on everything that I do. So, making smaller pieces makes sense for me from the population I come from people who can't afford to really purchase art like that. Even though I have a lot of friends who have been able to move out of that environment and do great things in the world. Uh, the idea is to be able to make it my work available to everyone. And so,
Yes.
especially in my community that I came out of, Bayview Hunters Point and Fillmore and Sunnydale, those places that I've lived as a kid. Um, that is really what I want to make sure that those people, I make things like magnets where people can collect a magnet for $5,
Yeah.
makes it easy for the everyday people to be able to access something and feel like they could take part in the, owning parts of the culture.
Yes. I want to add one question, a final question. What was the most ridiculous art that you've ever made?
Say it one more time. I want to make sure. You said the most ridiculous.
Yes. Yep. The most ridiculous art piece you've ever made.
Hmm. Well, you know, I wouldn't say that the art would be ridiculous, but if I were to translate that to a piece that I probably would not make today, in the sense, I did a lot of sort of work that I was creating as a teenager in hip hop, and I used to do these drawings where they would, have this thing where you would draw these guns and stuff like that. So I began actually doing something different later on, but I would do these posters. People would ask me to do these posters of Bart Simpson and all of these other things. So I think that was probably ridiculous now that I think about it. But as a kid, I always wanted to draw the cartoons. So I drew cartoons and drew things that people around me in the projects would know what it is I'm drawing versus something really creative and they had no real connection to.
Yep. Yes. And really, your work is always inspiring. Like, I'm looking at your pieces that are here exhibiting, and they're just beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, our time is almost up, and I would like to use this moment because sometimes we get thousands of interviews and we never really sometimes express
Hmm.
something that's been burning inside of us to other people. And so I'm wondering, what is burning in you that you would like to share with our community? What are your
Burning in me. Uh, Let's see. I do have a lot of things to share. I'm right now trying to work on a series of projects. I will be releasing a book. I think that's burning on me. I finally got back in touch with the publisher of a book that I had been working on. But some things in my life made some major changes that made me turn away from that. So now I'm back in contact with the publisher, and we're going to be possibly releasing a book called The Blue Ink Tree in this summer. So be looking for that. And also have a gallery at 231 Grant Avenue. And we are open by appointment. We will be open tomorrow, actually giving art back to artists who were a part of the art exhibition. So probably the burning thing is just keep that I would like to share is let's keep elevating our culture. There will be ups and downs on no matter what part of life that we're involved in. But I think if we take control and ownership of our culture, we will be in good hands.
Yes. Well said. Thank you so much for coming today. And your words are just so impactful. I know that there are people who are watching, there are people who are outside of the gallery watching, there are folks online.
Yeah.
So don't stop watching Malik today. Please follow Malik on Facebook or Instagram with the handle at MALIKSART, Malik's Art.
Yes.
And
also,
we'll keep showing the work. Oh, yes.
Also, I have a new website that's going to be developing, and that is maliksarts.com. I'm right now working on getting my other website. It looks like it has been taken over because the company that used to manage my website is no longer managing it anymore. So I need to, so I'm in the midst of redeveloping a website, which will be maliksarts.com. And you will still be able to find me at Malik's Art online anywhere on the net.
Okay, so we have www.
And
maliksarts.com.
Yes.
Great. Cool. Please don't stop here. Go and visit Malik's website.
Yes. And it's a work in progress, you guys. I'm still pouring into it as we speak, but do be looking out for The Blue Ink Tree. That's the name of the book. And I'm really excited about what is to come, not only from that, but from my studio at the Hunters Point Shipyard.
Yes.
And I would love to invite Deaf Woke to my studio at the Hunters Point Shipyard. Maybe we can do a live performance there.
Oh, yes. Definitely. We're coming. Okay. Oh, big hug to you.
Yes,
and I will see you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, and remain creative.
Wow. Wow. So that was Malik. He is fabulous. Just an amazing person. So his quote, stay creative, remain creative in his art. You've seen his journey, the things that he has experienced, and his way of expressing himself. He's self-taught. He didn't go to different schools. He learned through expression, and that's how he learned art. And he learned his identity and about his community. And, you know, sometimes we can't find the words, and we have to survive through our mind, through our spirit, through our bodies, and think of ways to do that. And art has the power to heal. Art has the power to bring communities together. Art has the power to bring understanding of one another. And really, it's just a very powerful tool for uplifting. And all of you have a vision. All of you have a story. So again, I want to thank Malik for coming. Thank you to the interpreters. Thank you to 836M and you, our audience, and those who are watching outside the gallery. Thank you, Borealis Philanthropy, Disability Inclusion, and the Urban Jazz Dance Company for your hard work and continued support of this. And thank you all for watching. Where my heart's at? Where my hearts? Where my likes? Come on. Come on. You better bring it. And if you want to make a donation, please donate at therealurbanjazzdance.com. So thank you. Thank you so much. And we will have another show. And you can find that information on our website. Also, 836M's website has that information. And we've been having a lot of fun so far. And I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Are you enjoying yourselves? I can't hear you. Oh, okay. But at least I'm woke because we're hashtag Deaf Woke. This is Antoine Hunter PurpleFireCrow. Peace, love, and I'm out.